Vishnupad Paramahansa Pariprajaka Ashtodharashat Shri Śrimad A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaja Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai Nama Acharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Sakaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Sham Gun Radha Gun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Navdev Dham Ki Jai Jagannath Puri Ki Jai Gangamai Ki Jai Jamanamai Ki Jai Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Om Premanande Hari Hari. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Would someone like to lead the Sanskrit word for word? We're on 4.4.14. 1.4. 4.4.1.4.
And each Sanskrit verse, word first, back and forth. And you say,
No,
after.
the way we chant the verses, the way Prabhupada taught us to chant them, is you chant each word responsively, and then you chant each line of the verse responsively. Now, continue to the end. A little slowly so that people can follow. One, go ahead. Well, one note. In our transliteration system, a Y never stands on its own. The letter Y never stands on its own. Like we have in English, duty. So the Y stands on its own as a syllable, duty. But in our Sanskrit, the Y never stands alone. It's always connected with the following vowel, like yellow. In yellow, the Y doesn't stand alone, it combines with the E. You, your, yes, yellow, yin yang, and so on. So if you make it a separate vowel, the meter will get messed up. So here it's yad dvaksharam. The Y combines with the A, so you don't get dviaksharam, you get dvaksharam. Okay, you're on your own now.
Yadvaksharam nama giritam Sakrit prasangad agam ashuhanti tat.
Which is the next verse? I can't hear you. Yes, the next verse. Not this one?
Vitrikirtim
No,
damalangya
Oh.
shashanam.
This was done? The other. I think it's done. Oh.
Vaman hot vesti shivam shivetara.
Okay, so I'm behind the time, I guess because I came late for your class. We're not actually on this verse, we're on the next one. 15. Start again. Word for word. You are envious of Lord Shiva, who is the friend of all living entities within the three worlds. For the common man, he fulfills all desires, and because of their engagement in thinking of his lotus feet, he also blesses higher personalities who are seeking after Brahmanda, transcendental bliss. You can just turn that off. We've had enough of its antics. Ordinarily, there are two classes of men. One class, who are grossly materialistic, want material prosperity, and their desires are fulfilled if they worship Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, being very quickly satisfied, satisfies the material desires of the common man very quickly. Therefore, it's seen that ordinary men are very much apt to worship him. Next, those who are disgusted or frustrated with the materialistic way of life worship Lord Shiva to attain salvation, which entails freedom from material identification. One who understands that he is not the material body, but his spirit soul, is liberated from ignorance. Lord Shiva also offers that facility. People generally practice religion for economic development, to get some money, or by getting money they can satisfy their senses. But when they are frustrated, they want spiritual brahmananda, or merging into the Supreme. These four principles of material life, religion, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation, exist, and Lord Shiva is the friend of both the ordinary man and the man who is elevated in spiritual knowledge. Thus, it was not good for Daksha to create enmity toward him. Even Vaishnavas, who are above both the ordinary and the elevated men in this world, also worship Lord Shiva as the greatest Vaishnava. Thus, he is the friend of everyone, the common men, the elevated men, and the devotees of the Lord. So no one should disrespect or create enmity towards Lord Shiva. Om Jnana Timirantasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manopistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Tatati Shapatam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jatapada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganathan Vitam Stam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savatutam Pradijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Vadan Sahagana Lolita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hori Priye Vancha Kulpatarupyascha Kripa Sindho Pyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Yad Pada Padmam Mahatam Manoliphi Nishevitam Brahmarasasa Bhartipi Lokasya Yad Varshati Jashiturtinas Tasmai Bhavan Druhyati Visvabandhave. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutane Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani. Yat Pada Padmam Mahatam Manolipi. Lord Shiva is worshipped by everyone, just like the six Goswamis, Dhira Dhira Jana Priyo, Priya Guru. The ruffians and the gentlemen, they all worshipped, they honored, adored the Goswamis. So Lord Shiva is honored, respected by everyone because he's Vishvabandhu. Vishvabandhu, he's the friend of the whole world. He's not like Krishna, he's not friendly toward anyone or inimical toward anyone. He's the well-wisher of all. Vishvabandhu. And how is that? For the ordinary materialists, if they worship Lord Shiva, they can get abundantly. Varshati means raining down. The fulfillment of their desires can be rained down on their heads by Lord Shiva. He's all powerful. He's married to the material energy. So everything is under his control in the material world. Otherwise, you ask a blessing from someone who doesn't have what you want, that's useless. That's useless. You have to go to the person who has authority, who has power. Otherwise, well, I sympathize with your problem, but there's really nothing I can do. We have to go to the person who has authority and power. The Lord Shiva has power over the entire material world. And he's Ashutosh. Ashu means quickly. He's quickly satisfied. Just if one worships Lord Shiva with a little Ganga Jal and bay leaf, and Lord Shiva becomes, yes, he's worshiping me, let me give him what he likes. Therefore, the materialists are keen to worship Lord Shiva because number one, he's got what they want, and number two, he's easily satisfied. So it's a great deal. I can just worship Lord Shiva and get material benedictions. This fact led to a discussion between Maharaja Yudhisthira and Lord Krishna. The question was that Lord Shiva is so poor that he doesn't even have a house to live in. He lives under a tree. And yet his devotees are very opulent. Look at Ravana, Swarnalanka, golden city. And Lord Vishnu is Lakshmi Pati. He's the husband of the goddess of fortune, and his devotees are generally poor. So this looks contradictory. The richest person has the poorest devotees, and the poorest person has the richest devotees. This is backwards. So can you please explain? So then the explanation was that yes, Lord Shiva is very quickly satisfied, and he quickly grants whatever's asked without consideration. Yes, just take. Just like that Rikasura. He wanted a benediction from Lord Shiva. Whose ever head I touch, that head will fall off. So it's a ghastly request, but Lord Shiva granted, yes, okay. That's what you want, take it. course, then Vrikasura went after Lord Shiva. I can kill Lord Shiva and enjoy Parvati. This is a good policy. But in any case, Lord Shiva granted the benediction so very quickly, without consideration. May be good for you, it may not be good for you, but you want it, take it. Lord Vishnu, on the other hand, considers carefully, will this be good for my devotee? Just like a parent doesn't just give a child whatever he asks for. If it's harmful for the child, the mother said, no, you should take this instead. Or no, you can't have that. Or one way or another, you don't get it. So Lord Vishnu is like that. If it's helpful, he'll give. And if it's not helpful, no. And if he wants to be extremely merciful, then he takes away what you already have. Yasyaham anugranami hodishetad anamshanai. Whatever wealth you've so carefully worked for and accumulated, he steals. He takes it away. So Lord Vishnu is not such an attractive option for those who want material progress. Of course, those who are udaradhi, who have broader intelligence, will nonetheless worship Lord Vishnu. Because still they can get whatever they want or whatever is best for them. And they can achieve spiritual perfection also. So it's the better, although it seems that the better deal is to worship Lord Shiva, quick results, whatever you want. Actually, the intelligent approach Lord Vishnu. You get selected results that will be good for you in the long term. Special care. Anyway, Lord Shiva is very generous and liberal. Whatever you want, take. That Banasura also, he wanted 1,000 arms. All right, take 1,000 arms. So that's lokasya. Loka means the ordinary common person. Lokasya janato. They don't really know what is what. That's why they're common. Fools are always more common than the intelligent. So varshati ashisha. Whatever benedictions they want, artanaha, generally in the form of material prosperity, Lord Shiva gives abundantly. But then there are those who are frustrated with material assets, disappointed, frustrated, probably used another word, disgusted. I'm chewing the chewed, I'm not getting any juice, They become frustrated, disappointed, disgusted. So then they turn their back on this material enjoyment. It's not giving me pleasure. Sometimes they say also it's all false. Maybe that's another story. But they've had enough, they're frustrated with the material project. So they also approach Lord Shiva, but they're looking for Brahma Rasa. Brahma Rasa, the spiritual taste, asava, nectar, asava, RTB. They're looking for nectar of merging, into impersonal Brahma. Of course, they're also, as we say, barking up the wrong tree, because in Brahma, what ras is there? Ras means taste. For taste, there has to be something tasty, and there has to be a taster. But in the impersonal liberation, you can't have that, because that's duality. And as soon, or yes, duality. As soon as there's duality, there's not kaivalya, absolute, Jayadvaita, absolute oneness. They're seeking absolute oneness, but in absolute oneness, there's no taste. Not possible. So, again, they're looking, the only thing is, there's some relief. Therefore, in the Bhagavad Gita, it said, Brahmabhuta prasannatma. When one becomes self-realized, he becomes very happy because he's now no longer subjected to material pains and pleasures. As long as I thought I was this body, I had to suffer from the troubles associated with this body or with bodily existence, all the dramas and all the miseries. But when I understand that I'm not this body, what a relief. None of this nightmare has anything to do with me. So they become joyful. A person, he's in front of a firing squad, and then at the last minute, someone says in order, no, he's American, leave him alone. How much pleasure. But that pleasure is not real pleasure, it's the absence of pain, or it's relief from distress. Real enjoyment is something else. But still, to get freed from that kind of misery is a wonderful thing. The fools are chasing that kind of misery. Give me wealth, give me, and all the misery that goes with it, inevitably. Where does she? Yes, take it. But those who are looking for Brahma Ras, I'm done with this material enjoyment. Please give me liberation. But Lord Shiva can do that also. So I want liberation or I want material enjoyment. Either way, I can go to Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva will grant the desire. Therefore, he is Vishvabandhu, friend of everyone. So everyone will appreciate him, everyone will honor him, everyone will worship him, everyone will glorify him, except for you. Except for you. Why? Druyati, because you're envious. Why should Lord Shiva be so important? Why should he not stand for me when I enter the arena? Why should he be so adored? Envy. What is that? Kama, krodha, tata. Not that. Anyway, envy. We'll find another verse. Yeah, raga, dvesha, vimukta is too, or there are other verses like that. But that's a different thing. Ichcha, dvesha, sumuktena. This is material existence, it's due to desire. and envy, Dvesha. So you're desiring sense gratification, you're very expert at sense gratification, therefore you're known as Daksha. And you're also envious. Envious of Lord Shiva. So the same person who's worshipped by the bee-like seekers of liberation, or the same person who's worshipped even by the materialists, you're envious of him. So you're condemned. You're condemned. So in this way, so Sati is berating her father. Because of your envy, you can't understand Lord Shiva, you can't appreciate Lord Shiva. You just offend because of envy. All right, let's see. Take some questions. If there are.
So, since Shiva was a great devotee also, Shiva was also a great devotee of Lord Krishna, right?
Lord Shiva is also a great devotee of Lord Krishna, yes. Vaishnavana.
So, as we so we can also pray to
You
Lord.
can just put the microphone down. I can't hear anything when you use it. Speak loud.
So we can also like pray to him for more devotion towards Krishna.
Yes, you can pray to Lord Shiva for more devotion to Krishna. Then it's accepted. Just like gopis, they're worshipping Katyayani. Katyayani means Durga. So anyone who comes to the temple will say, no, kamaistaista hritagana prabhajante. You're worshipping Durga, Ganesh, any of the demigods, then you're hritagyan, you're bereft of intelligence, you're a fool. But who are the best Vaishnavas? The gopis. And who are they worshipping? Durga. They're worshipping Katyayani. Why are they worshipping Katyayani? Oh goddess, please give us your mercy so that we can have Krishna as our husband. So they're praying to Katyayani, please let us have Krishna. That's accepted. That's that kind of demigod worship. Then people may say, oh, the gopis are also worshipping Durga, so that but what is their aim? Let us be engaged in the service of Krishna. So one can worship Lord Shiva also. Please give your blessings that we can be engaged in the service of Krishna. Is that okay? Something else? But how many people are worshiping Lord Shiva for that? They're worshiping for money, for economic development, sense gratification. For that they worship Lord Shiva. Or maybe for liberation. But hardly anyone is worshiping Lord Shiva for obtaining Krishna consciousness. But those who do, they're intelligent.
Somebody wants to be just devotee of Lord Shiva.
You're online.
No, I'm repeating it anyway because they may not hear it online, but I can't hear in the room. So tell me.
If just somebody just wants to be devotee of Lord Shiva.
Someone just wants to be a devotee of Lord Shiva.
And just serve him only.
Hmm?
And just serve him only.
And just serve him
In
only.
devoted manner. So what should we tell them?
What should we tell them? Usually there's nothing you can tell them because they won't listen. But if they want to know, then we're also worshiping Lord Shiva because he's the greatest Vaishnava. Come to that understanding and then we're fine. We don't say don't worship Lord Shiva. We're also worshiping Lord Shiva, but not give me this, give me that. Let us be engaged in the service. Something else? Krishna, Krishna, Hare. Okay. Yes?
Maharaj, you were mentioning about Ichchadvesha Samuthena.
I was mentioning Ichcha Dvesha Samudra. Okay, try it and see if it works.
You were mentioning about Ichchadvesha Samuthena. So, Dvesha you said is envy. Dvesha
Yes.
you said is envy.
Yes.
Sometimes we see Ichcha as desire and Dvesha as aversion.
As
Aversion.
avoidance.
Uh,
Dvesha can be hatred. That's also another meaning of envy, by the way. Old meaning. Envy is a kind of antipathy or hatred. I don't have my Sanskrit dictionary this morning, but it spans those kinds of definitions: antipathy, hatred, envy. They go together. I hate you because you have something that I want. We become your enemy just so that we can take your property, because we're not satisfied with the property we have. We want your property also. Then we become envious, and then we become your enemy. Now, how am I going to get that property for myself? They go together. Is that okay? I want to be the enjoyer, then I become the enemy of those who appear to be better enjoyers than I am. Simple thing, I'm after Barbara, but she's got a boyfriend, so I'm envious because he's got the girl that I want, and so I become his enemy, even if maybe he's my friend. But now I become his enemy because I'm envious. Common enough. Yes.
in one temple in India, there was a sannyasi visiting, and
Wait. The acoustics here are so bad that if you're going to use that microphone and ask a question, you have to ask it very distinctly and clearly. Otherwise, again, in some temple in Arizona, which I can't decipher. So just save me the trouble of asking it to repeat by speaking slowly and clearly.
in one
And this doesn't work. It's got to be up here.
in one temple
Yes.
in India,
Yes.
there was a sannyasi visiting, and in that temple they were discussing if they were supposed to charge people for the Sunday feast or not, because they felt that people were coming just for the feast, and missing the entire other program.
Okay, I'm waiting to hear how this connects to Lord Shiva.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So the sannyasi mentioned, he was speaking and he was mentioning, don't be envious of the people. So this is Prabhupada's program that they have to come for Sunday feast, and they get prasadam for free. So he was saying, don't be envious. So I just wanted to know, how is it envy?
Yeah, again, this word is sort of used in a broad way because Prabhupada used it in a broad way. What is that? Yeah, Prabhupada used it in a broad way. To be envious. We'd say stingy in a case like that. We wouldn't say envious, we'd say stingy. But anyway, whatever word you use, the dictionary is a big book. You can choose a lot of words, or you have a lot of words to choose from. But we get the idea that it's stingy in this case. And by envious, it appears that the meaning is stingy. You want to enjoy it for yourself and you don't want to distribute to others. That's stingy or envious. Prabhupada would count that within envy. For Prabhupada, envious was a big box. There's a lot that went in there. Okay. Yes. All right. Yes, Michael.
Thank you.
I think it's switched off or something.
Thank you for the class, Maharaj. I wanted you to follow up on your description of Shiva. You described Shiva as a great Vaishnava, and he's worshipped by the elevated and the materially frustrated. I wanted you to explain another pastime in the Krishna book, the deliverance of Lord Shiva.
Well, that's a big, yes.
Yeah. Why does Shiva give like benediction or is a well-wisher?
Why does he give the benediction?
Or a well-wisher of everyone, even though some people might not have the full picture. It's kind of like
Some people might not.
They want to like lord over the world or use it for destruction.
I can't hear. What?
Why is he giving the benediction and some people misuse it as he's saying, Lord it over?
Yeah, that's Lord Shiva. He just gives indiscriminately. You know, just like a beggar. Some beggar comes and says, I'm down and out. Can you give me $20? And you say, well, yeah, I have lots of money and you don't have any money and you look like you're down and out. So here, take $20. Thank you. And the guy's real happy and you feel good inside because you gave him $20. And then he goes to the bar and he blows his $20 on Jack Daniels and what have you. So you didn't consider. That's called charity in the mode of ignorance. In the mode of ignorance, we give to the wrong person at the wrong time in the wrong place for the wrong purpose. We're charitable, but it's charity in ignorance we don't consider. In goodness, we consider. Is it the right person, the right place, the right cause? But anyway, we do that. People ask us all right, I'll be generous, let me give. So Lord Shiva has that side. He's generous. He doesn't consider, all right, give the bum his $20. Or give this Rikasura the benediction that he wants. Therefore, he's the go-to for the materialists. He'll give us whatever we want. He won't ask questions. Like everyone likes a treasurer like that. If the temple treasurer doesn't ask any questions, everyone thinks he's a great treasurer. Just tell him how much money you need, and he opens the box and gives you the money. So he's the one. If there are two treasurers, he's the one I'll approach. And who's the one that I won't approach? What's it for? Why do we need it? Can't we use this for that purpose? Why do we need a new one or a different one? We don't have any money. Come back next week. When Prabhupada was the treasurer, he was so, what's the word? Well, I guess you'd say stingy. He wouldn't give, but not stingy. He was so frugal, thank you. That's stingy for the right cause. He was so frugal that it was very difficult to get money from him. You'd ask him, there was an article published in a magazine before Prabhupada became known practically. And it had a little vignette where a college professor, must have been Hayagriva, asked Swamiji if he could have 5 cents for a postage stamp. And Prabhupada grilled him over it. That incident is famous also in Vrindavan, where he wouldn't give rickshaw fare to Shyam Sundar because he calculated and figured that, no, he could send this, whatever it was, to the bank, and then the postage would cost less than the cost of the rickshaw. So that's a first-class treasurer. You just can't get the money. By the time you think you're getting anywhere, you've run out of energy, and you say, "Oh, I forget it." The treasurer's victory. So Lord Shiva's not like that. He's generous. No questions asked. Just take it. All right, you want it? And you're worshiping me? Well, after all, he's worshiping me. All right. He becomes just like our Krishna. Yayatam amrapajante, someone surrendering to me. So Krishna reciprocates, but Krishna reciprocates differently. He thinks, now I have to benefit this person. Not, I have to give him what he asks for. Is that okay? Okay. Yeah, we're out of time, but.
So Lord Vishnu came in the form of a dwarf brahmachari to trick Brikasura to touch his own head, and hence he saved Lord Shiva. In the case of Lord Brahma benedicting Hiranyakashipu, when it was all said and done, giving such benedictions to demons who are envious like serpents simply indulges them. I warn you not to give such benedictions again.
Yes. Krishna instructed Lord Brahma, be careful how you give out those benedictions. Don't help the demons that way. And even Lord Shiva, he found out that giving such benedictions so easily, I can get in trouble. Yes. All right. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Holiness Jayadvaita Maharaj ki.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Bhakta Brinda ki jai. Gaur Premanande. Hare Hare Krishna. The mic. This time you were getting it back.